Welcome back to part 2 of the Star Citizen video. We're just coming into Lorville. Gonna make my way to the landing pads and request permission. As of course we know we get in trouble if we don't. Lorville landing services. Should get a hangar with a spanner. And I shall attempt to land without looking like a fool. Which is often easier said than done. There we go. Gonna take our time, slowly head towards it. I've definitely learned the hard way not to rush your landings. Unless you're really in a hurry and you need to get out quick for some reason, which at the moment there aren't really many reasons to do that. But maybe there will be as the game progresses. Let's turn. Let's be a bit easier in this view, I think. He says. The controls get a bit confusing. They're the same, but when you're not in the ship, it's difficult to work it out. Easy does it, Margaret. Even out. And down we go. Lovely. Nice and tidy. Just a little bit slow. We have touchdown now on Lorville. This game will test your depth perception. I'll give it that. Sure, the engine's off. And we are free to leave. Welcome to Lorville. So this is Star Citizen's first proper city. Down on a planet, not just a space station out in orbit. This is a very early days, but living, breathing city in Star Citizen. Now, I've only been here once, and I can't remember how to get out of here. There's an elevator somewhere. These appear to be elevators. But they do not have buttons, so... Oh, I think it was over here, actually. It was down the end. I remember that much. So yeah, this is Hurston, and the city of Lorville. There, of course, will be more cities added as the game progresses, and I imagine they'll look different. This is kind of a... Well, as you'll see in a minute, like I said, it's kind of Blade Runner-ish kind of city. Gonna go to the spaceport. We'll check out the convention center. They've got some ships on display, so you can see all the different kinds of ships the Star Citizen is going to have to offer. Or, well, has to offer now, but obviously a lot of them don't really do a great deal at the moment, other than flying around and looking pretty. But there are ships for certain things, so if you want to take up the mining career, for example, there's a mining career. You need a specific ship to be able to do it that has the tools and like a tractor beam sort of thing to be able to bring that stuff in, because like my ship, the Gladius, just can't do anything with mining at all. So if you wanted to take on mining as a career path, you're going to need a specific ship. And the same with, like I said, I got that bounty hunter ship. It comes with like a little prison cell on it, so I can put people in there who I've captured, designed for that end. And this guy looks a little bit confused and a little bit new to the space world. He's struggling with this elevator. You alright, buddy? Oh, he's giving us a little dive. I think he's going to be okay. Now the convention center, where is it? Through this way. The expo is where we want to go. There's a whole bunch of stuff though. There's a metro system. There's a little shopping center bit. But for now, we'll check out the expo. There's another scarecrow there. And we'll see who's on display today. So yeah, this is going to the RSI Experience. So that's the Robert Space Industries manufacturer. Like I said earlier about Ford or Audi, whoever. RSI is one of the manufacturers of the ships. And this is their expo with a bunch of their ships. And then tomorrow will be a different manufacturer with a different bunch of ships. And next day and the next day. So there'll be all different ones. You get to see all the different kinds of ships. You get to rent them in this free week. Which is pretty awesome. I've been enjoying trying out the different ships. Because it's nice to get to see what you're buying before you buy it. If you should decide to buy one of these with real money. So here is the RSI Expo Experience. Now, I'm not sure this is all of the RSI ships that there are to buy, but it's the ones they've chosen to put in this little expo, so we'll go and have a look. Got the Anvil arrow there. That's the one we came in on. There's some blue faded writing on my screen. I'm going to try and get rid of that, so give me a minute. Right, sorted that out. Now we can see things without writing all over it. So this is the Anvil arrow, the one I flew in here. Pretty nice little ship itself. We got a little rover here. So this is one you can travel around on planets. Obviously this doesn't fly. This is just for... You can put this in the back of bigger ships and then go and drive around it on the planets. These are the Auroras. They all look very similar. They are different in ways. I'm not sure which ones do what, but They all have different purposes and slightly different capabilities. You can sleep in these, so they have their own little bed, which a lot of smaller ships don't. You got a little bit of cargo space. And yeah, I'm sure there's more to them than meets the eye. Now these ones are a little more interesting. These are some of the big boys. This is the Aquila, the Constellation, and the Phoenix, I think. And these are all multi-crew ships. So they're designed to be flown with kind of 3 or 4 people, maybe more. But yeah, they're not going to be fantastic on their own because you won't be able to control a lot of the turrets and things on them. You'll need some people. Maybe you can use AI people, I don't know, or the AI to control turrets and things if you are by yourself. But for the most part, you don't really need a bigger ship like this unless you do have a few friends to play with who can actually man it. So you can have a proper crew to manage this ship because it is a big one. And as you'll see, we've got lots to do in here. There's 3 pilot seats up front first of all, so you're going to need 3 people to fly it properly. You've got a co-pilot seat, the main pilot in the middle, and then another co-pilot seat. Not sure what those 2 co-pilot seats do exactly. I imagine, again, like I said earlier, probably messing with the shields and the weapon power, maybe tracking, who knows. Could be all sorts of stuff that they might do. I've not really been a co-pilot myself, so I'm not too sure, especially not in something this big. Looks pretty sweet though, pretty tidy. Got all the screens around, lots of viewing out front. You can imagine flying this with a couple of your friends in the pilot seats. That does sound like a good day out adventuring to me. Or, you know, out without being out. There's also a turret here. You can see this little kind of hole. There's a seat down there. You can use that as a turret, so if we need some extra firepower, someone can be on there. So there's 4 potential things to be doing for people. So a 4-man crew is needed so far for the maximum efficiency. We got a shower, so if anyone shits himself, you got that covered. I don't know why I came up with that. You got 4 beds. Only 4 in here, so maybe that is showing that it's a 4-man crew. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is nice. So this is the Phoenix. This is slightly nicer inside than some of the other ones. We got another bed here with a fish tank above it. Beautiful. See if this thing's any good. Is it comfy? Oh, yeah. Not bad. Not too bad. Oh, you can log out in these beds as well. That's the cool thing about beds, is if you have a ship with a bed in it, you can log out in the bed and you'll log back in there as well, rather than having to be teleported to Port Olisar or to Lorville, to any kind of city or station, basically. So you can log out on your ship and stay in your ship, which is pretty cool. Saves you having to travel back and forth through the spaceport. Another bedroom over here. Same deal. Shut the door. Nice and cozy. This is getting very luxurious. Got a couple of seats here. Surely they're heated and vibrating all sorts. Nice views. Little table here. Some cards. You get a free pack of cards. What more do you want? Free freaking pack of cards. Got a little meeting table. Dinner table. Whatever you want. 6 spaces there. We've got a little bar. For all you drunkards out there, this ship has got you covered. How this stuff doesn't fly around everywhere when the ship moves, I don't know. But I guess there's some anti-gravity bottles. More fish tanks. With no fish in it. Oh, there's a crashed ship in it though. Adding in the important details. We got a little empty space, some kind of dance floor or something. Do your break dancing or your Pilates, whatever you're into. And then we got there we go, the big bedroom, the love-making bed. Got lots of spaces to enter the bed. Not a lot in here. Very minimalist is this ship. Not sure how private it is either. Whoa! What the frick? I've fallen in some kind of hole. What is this? This an elevator? Some kind of what the fuck? Just a random elevator in the floor. Someone needs to put a sign down. Someone's going to hurt themselves if they fall in that like I did. Jesus. Close the door. Yeah, you can kind of see through there. A little bit creepy. I wouldn't want people watching me sleep now. And at the back of the ship here, it comes with an attached little miniature kind of flying ship. So you can fly this thing down low to the surface and then take the little ship, which is a lot faster, just for nipping around the planet quickly. If you want to just explore something down on the planet. But there we go, that's the RSI Constellation Phoenix. This is the more luxury of the 3 bigger ships, I think. The other 2 aren't so pretty and fancy inside, they're a bit more industrial looking. I'm not sure what this ship's role is, whether it's transport or fighter or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. There's 3 different kinds, I imagine they all have 3 different roles. And you buy whichever one most fits your kind of career path that you choose. Oh, there he is, he's happy. He's well excited for that Phoenix. He's going to have a fucking great day. So that's those 3. That's the Aquila, Phoenix, and Andromeda, I think the other one is called actually. I think I called it something else earlier. But there you go, there's the RSI ships. So some cool stuff in their midst. Like I say, I don't think that's all of their ships. I feel like there are more, but I'm not completely sure. But this is just one of the maybe 7 or 8 different manufacturers. So you get an idea of how many ships there's going to be with all these different manufacturers. Now we'll come back and look at a different expo at some point. But for now, we'll go and check out some of the other areas of Lorville. Because this expo stuff is only on for this week. It's a special event in Star Citizen where they're showing off all the ships and letting you rent them. So I'm not sure this area is going to be in Lorville in a few days or after the week is up, but still a fair amount to see in Lorville. And now while we're looking at all of these ships, you do have to remember that they're all bought with real money. And that's something that seems to bother a lot of people. They don't like the idea of having to spend money, which is understandable in this day and age, but I don't think it's fair to chastise a company for trying to make money and to try and fund their project. But the way people take it is like it's some evil corporation that's just trying to take everybody's money and not give anything back in return. So people become kind of over-skeptical and very overcritical. Of course, everybody's opinion matters these days because they all know what they're talking about, obviously. But when the game finally launches, which could be God knows when, probably a few years from now, you will be able to buy the ships with in-game currency. So it's not like they're going to be bought with only real money forever. You will be able to buy them just from progressing and playing through the game. But for now, the crowdfunding comes from buying the ships. So let's make our way to maybe there's like a ship shop. That's right, a ship shop where we can take a look at some other ships that are just normally on display. Like this one. This is an Origin Jump Works ship. They're pretty sweet. This is an M50 Interceptor. Their ships, I believe, are mostly designed for racing. And this one, just to give you an idea of price, costs 700,000 credits. I've currently got 2,000. So I need to do a lot of work to be able to afford this ship. But being a racer is another career path, so another option there. And the beauty of it is that you can kind of switch around. So you could be a racer for a bit, make some money that way, maybe you'll get bored, then you could switch over and become a miner. You might need a different ship, but you have the freedom to change as you want. You just might need to save up and work your way towards it, buying new ships. So this is our ship shop. Got another M50 outside that one. A couple more inside. What do we got? Something over there. I think that's a new one actually, that little one. Oh, this is the mining ship. This is the Prospector, I think it's called, which would make sense. You see it's got the little mining apparatus on the front. And this is the one you need if you want to take up the mining career. You're going to need this ship. You can go and mine asteroids or planets and then go and sell that material to whoever wants it. There's this one. This is a new Origin ship. It looks pretty sweet. 85X Limited. It's very wide on the front. Very cool. Another Aurora there. Not much to look at with those. But yeah, this Prospect is pretty cool. I've never seen it in person. Can we talk to this guy? Can we see any more? There's there a list. Some little models. I guess that's all indoors. Let's go and see what we got outside. I think there's some more down here on this platform. So you can get the idea of Lorville. It's a very industrial, like I said, Blade Runner kind of city. Feels pretty cool. I imagine there's going to be different kinds of cities. There'll be more elegant cities and things as the game presses on. Now this is the Mustang. This is one of the 2 cheapest option ships that you can buy. If you are interested in buying the game, you'll probably end up with this little ship. And it's the ship I first had, but it looks a lot different than the one I had. They've changed it up, they've redesigned it to make it look better. And it definitely looks better than it did before. Got this cool bubble sort of deal on the front. Looks pretty awesome. I kind of want one actually. I traded mine in for the Gladius. This is maybe the Phoenix again. I think it is. I'm trying to hold F on it to see if it'll tell me its name, but I can't see it. What the hell is this big bastard? Oh, I think this is the Hammerhead. This is like a proper warship. Looks like the pilot seats are underneath in here. That looks pretty sweet. How the hell do I even get in this? Oh, it's got a bit missing in the middle. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Jesus Christ. 21 million UEC. Surely that can't be the cost. I'm going to guess that's just a placeholder amount because that seems like a ridiculous amount of money to have to spend. Although it is a very big ship. And again, this is going to be a multi-crew ship. Pointless having this ship if you're only going to use it by yourself. You're going to need some buddies. Oh, here we go. Is this the way in? There we go. Cool elevator. Let's have a look around this one. I've not seen this ship before. It's only been recently released, I think. It's got some huge turrets on every corner of the ship, which makes it very formidable. Let's just take a minute to take a look around the spaceport. Admire the industrial city. I think it looks awesome, personally. Captures the feel of a futuristic, heavily industrialized, is that a word? City. Take this. Oh, look, it's got a keypad and everything. Very swanky. Doesn't work, but it looks cool. There we go. Up we go into the Hammerhead. Got a little ramp and everything. Ooh, long corridors. I'm getting a Star Wars vibe here. Bit dark though. Put my torch on. Well, down here, this there you go. So this is one of the turrets, I think, on the edge. There's 4 of these, I think, on each corner. So yeah, lots of firepower and lots of friends required. Oh, another turret there. Make that 5 friends. Any more friends needed? Another turret down there, I think. Man, this ship is huge. I have no idea where I'm going. Some kind of engine room. Nothing down here. It's a little kind of elevator by the looks of it. Maybe you can put like a rover on that. Might want one of those in this big fella. Oh, another turret. Is that turret number 6? Who knows? I can't find the cockpit. I was looking for the cockpit, that underneath bit, but this ship is a bit of a maze, so we'll give up on it for now. But this is the Hammerhead. Again, another huge, ridiculous ship. Lots of firepower. That's a turret again. Got to find my way out now. This is the other challenge. Here we go. So yeah, there's a few of the ships. Hopefully you get a good idea of the variety of the ships in Star Citizen. And of course, the bigger the ships are, the more expensive they get. This one costs a couple of £100, I'm sure. I'm not sure how much, but some people are willing to drop ridiculous amounts of money on this game. I've only dropped about maybe £90 overall for my 2 ships and the game. And I bought the standalone campaign as well. But anyway, I'm going to go and take the rest of the day off. We're going to come back tomorrow and look at some of the ships in the next expo. Oh, I slept in too late. Oh dear. Alright, I'm ready for the day. Welcome to my little random space apartment. It's a bit of a dump, but not something I chose myself. This is just where you spawn in. I got some weights, got some Chinese food, and I got whatever the fuck that is. I got all sorts of stuff. It's not bad. I'm not very good at tidying, apparently. Either way, we're going to go and check out another day at the expo. A different manufacturer is now on display. The city is still as beautiful as it always is. And as I mentioned earlier, you can kind of be a good guy or a bad guy. And if you're a bad guy, you actually spawn in a different place to good guys. If you've got a high crime stat and you've done loads of bad shit, you'll spawn in a place called Grim Hex, which is a bit of a mess. Looks a bit like a crack den. But that's kind of obviously what those kind of people don't mind. They don't mind living in a crack den. They don't want to live in the nice fancy ports. And they're the types of players that will attack you if you're out doing a mission that involves no combat at all. This player might come along, just happen to catch an eye on you, and will decide to try and take you out, because that's what people do in these sorts of games. They try to PvP. Look at the size of this fella's gun. I think he's compensating for something. What gun is that? Jesus Christ, it's huge. It's bigger than he is. His armor looks pretty cool. We'll give him that. I bet he's heading to the expo as well. Everyone's checking out the expo. He's got a scarf on. I need a scarf. Where does one find a scarf? I think he is wearing some of the outlaw armor, like that guy we saw earlier. Looks kind of mean, although he's not done very well matching his colours, but not everyone's got a fashion sense. This elevator is taking its sweet time. It's starting to get awkward. I can't see my own chest though, and my own feet and my own arms. Always the mark of a good game, as I always say. Now, I believe it's the Aegis manufacturer ships that are on display today, and I think they're a little more combat heavy. Perhaps my Gladius is an Aegis. Hey buddy. No points for matching the colours of your outfit. Okay, we're going to go through here. Got to get to the metro. Oh, he wants to race us, does he? Come on in. He's ahead of me at the moment. I'm going to race him to the train station. Oh, he's doing me on all the corners. Oh, he's staying inside. I've got to try and cut him inside somewhere. This is the metro centre we're heading to. Got to beat him to the train. Oh, I've done him. I've done him on the inside. First one to the metro station wins. I think I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. Oh, he's done it. Is he going to catch up? There he is. Coming in second place. No good. I should be a racer. 100 seconds to wait for the train over there. 6 seconds over here. So we're going to catch the metro into the main part of the city, where the expo was. Just like the London Underground. Just with less people and probably about the same amount of manners racing each other to try and get on the train, which was mainly just me racing against that guy, whether he liked it or not. There's another guy on the train. You can see he's in normal clothing. He's opted to wear just his casual, normal human clothes rather than running around in a spacesuit, because who needs a spacesuit while they're shopping? Just going to wait it out on the metro. And it is pretty cool that you get a moving train. I'll show you the views and stuff in a second. We've got 4 people on this train. Someone's squaring up to somebody. I feel like I need to dance to entertain people. There are remotes in this game as well. I can't remember how to do them though. So the train's off. Here we go. We can look out the windows in real time, see everything that's going on, make our way to the main part of the city. There we go. Tell me that isn't an awesome view. That's where we flew in earlier. And what's cool about it is that everything you can see from a distance is actually goable too. You can fly up to it. Well, not everything, of course. You can't go in all these different random buildings, but I mean, we can fly under that big archway that we did earlier. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. He's not even looking at me. He's so rude. Obviously, we can't go in all these buildings and stuff. That would be a little bit crazy. But who knows how far they'll take it with expanding their cities and the attention to detail. I'm not sure which side of the train to get out on. Which one is it? This one? Ah, it's like real life. There we go. It's this one. It's fine. You don't need to guess. Okay, let's head to the convention center. Check out all the Aegis ships. And then we're going to go and do a little bit of a mission, flying around, blasting something so you can see some of the space combat. As again, that is a big part of the game. But that's the beauty of Star Citizen, is that you don't have to get involved in any particular area if you don't want to. If you're not into the FPS side of this, then you don't have to do any of the FPS or PvP or anything missions. It's like if you play Warcraft or any other MMO, you choose what you do. You don't have to do the PvP stuff, you can stick with PvE, and it's perfectly enjoyable that way, and you can play the game to its full potential without doing that. Some people just want to do the PvP, they won't be so interested in PvE. So yeah, it's cool that you get the choice. Oh my goodness, there's a dead man. Nobody seems to care. You look exactly... Hold on. There's 5 of him. Hold on, there's some sort of conspiracy doppelganger thing going on here. I don't want any part in that. These boys are waiting for the expo. There's a lot of people going to the expo. The elevator's taking its sweet time. No one can stand still. Look at this fella. Jesus Christ, what is this? Black guy with blonde hair and a monocle. Yep. That's he looks futuristic, I'll give him that. Oh, there's a 4th guy here. I don't think we're all going to fit in the elevator, fellas. I also feel like it's going to crash the game if we do all try to fit in the elevator. I'm going to let them go first. I'll go down in a second. I don't want to crash. So we arrive at the Aegis Expo. This one actually has 3 floors, I noticed. All the other ones have only had 1. What is that monstrosity? Jesus Christ. Let's take a look at some of these smaller ones a minute. Aegis Dynamics is this manufacturer. Looks like the Anvil Arrow is still there. Anvil is another manufacturer. This is the Gladius. This is the one I own. And then this is the Gladius Valiant, which is a slight variation of the one I have. I think it has a little bit more firepower. Look at the fucking size of this bastard. I think that's the Reclaimer. I think that's a salvage ship. I might be wrong, but it's a fucking beast, whatever it is. Let's see what else we got down here. This is a much bigger expo than any of the other manufacturers. Who are you? You're pretty. Who's this one? The Aegis Saber Comet. That looks pretty awesome. Not sure what that one does. It's blue. Maybe it has an EMP on it. Some ships have EMP so they can wipe out other ships and stop them from operating. This is just an Aegis Saber. That looks even cooler. Nice and black. A little bit of red. My kind of colours. So it's just those 2 down here. Let's see what's down the other end. God, look at this thing. I can't get over the size of it. It's just an absolute monstrosity. It looks awesome, don't get me wrong, but it's just freaking huge. Where are you going to land that? God knows. Got some smaller ships down here. This is an Avenger, I think. Again, there's a few different kinds of Avenger. This is the Warlock. I think that one has an EMP, maybe? It's got the ladder out. Should we jump in? Let's have a little look inside. Not too bad, not too bad at all. Quite plain and simple. A little bit retro looking perhaps. Don't mind it, but I've got my Gladius for now, so I don't really need another light fighter of any kind. This one I think is a light fighter, but they have a bit more purpose. As like I said, this one has an EMP. There's another one that has a bit more storage space, I think. Not sure who that is. That's just another Avenger. This is the Vanguard Hoplite. Ooh. Looks awesome. Looks beefy. Looks like it'd be good in a fight. Not sure which one this is though. Again, there's a couple of different kinds of Vanguard, I think. This one's got a nice little drop door. It's got a bunch of seats in here. So this one's probably a good drop ship. Oh, that's pretty much the whole ship. So I think this is the drop ship one. Maybe we'll rent this one. I'd like to give it a fly around. We'll see. We'll come back to that. But yeah, I think this is the drop ship, as all it has back here is these. You can use it for a bit of storage space as well, but this would be a good one for flying some of your buddies into combat, dropping everyone down fast, and jumping into the action. But enough of these tiny puny ships. Let's take a look at this big bastard reclaimer. Nothing else in here, I don't think. I don't even know how to get in this thing. Is there an elevator underneath? Everything is just absolutely gargantuan on this ship. I don't even know where the door is. Is that the door back there? Looks like there might be a door back there. The feet. It's like an AT-AT. That's what it reminds me of from Star Wars. Jesus. There's some stairs going up to it. That kind of looks like the door actually. Maybe it's an elevator. I don't think that's a ramp. It's a bit too shallow. Is it? Oh, jump. Oh, there we go. Cool elevator. Here we go. Whoa. This is a huge elevator for a proper ship. You could fit a small vehicle on this elevator by the looks of it. I'm not sure whether you should, but you could. Nice flappies. Nice folding flappies. Oh, look, it's got about 5 decks. Cargo hold, salvage hold. We'll go to the habitation deck. That's probably the most normal looking deck. I'm not sure what a hold is going to have. It's probably just a storage place. Which I think this is a salvage ship, based on the fact that it said salvage about 5 times in those elevator options. So I imagine in some fashion you can find bits and pieces out in space, collect them on your ship, and then sell them to whoever may want them. So again, just another potential career path, being a salvager. You're going to need to fork out some cash for this giant ship though. Oh, it's got some little, I don't know what they are, kind of escape hatches, or maybe they're for just nipping out to go and grab stuff. What's in here? Got a living quarters. Got a little TV. It's a bit grubby. It's a bit grubby in here, but I suppose that kind of fits the aesthetic of the ship. Because this is going to be kind of a messy ship if it's salvaging stuff. It's got lots of dirty components and parts and oil, and it's kind of like living on an oil rig, I'd imagine. You'd get a bit messy over time. Got some nice beds back here though. Toilet, showers, all the good stuff. So these are all the living quarters. Here's the canteen looking area. Again, very budget, very industrial, as you might expect on this ship. You're not going to get luxury fancy tables like in the Phoenix. That would be a little bit silly and wouldn't really make sense. I don't know what that room is. It's like an execution chamber. What is this? Enter drone operator seat. Okay, you can maneuver drones somehow. Can you take little drones? Can you fly little drones out and they go and collect stuff maybe? Again, a multi-crew ship this. Going to need a few friends. Bridge is down there apparently. We'll check that out in a second. Ladder there. Some kind of core. Guess that's what keeps the sheep going. The sheep going? The ship going. But it might keep the sheep going if you attach them to it. Probably not though. It'll probably just fry them. This ladder is spazzing out, but we're okay. Let's see what we got down here. I want to try and find the cockpit. I do like checking out a good cockpit. Take that as you will. Please don't take it out of context, though. What have we got down here? More controls, an elevator. What do these do? Enter remote turret. So it's got some defenses. A scanning station. Another turret. Jesus Christ, it's got so much. Got 2 more seats here. Are these co-pilots? Oh, a tractor beam operator. Oh, okay. So you've got tractor beams. You can reel stuff in, salvage it, collect it. So many ways to collect things, it seems. And then here is the cockpit. Pilot seat. And a co-pilot seat. Oh, claw operator. Oh, that's pretty awesome. So many ways to collect stuff. This ship sounds like a lot of fun. I want to be a salvager now. But yeah, I'm going to have to fork out about £5 million to be able to buy the ship. But okay, let's try and get off of this. We could probably explore way more, but I think we've seen the most of it. And you may be bored of looking at ships by now. If you do just want to get to the ship combat, then it'll probably be near the end of the video, so do skip forward if this stuff doesn't really interest you. But I personally love it. I love all the different ships. I love all the different designs, all the different feels of them. It's not like they're just doing one ship fits all. They are really going for different kind of approaches from the different manufacturers and the different jobs that the ship may be doing. Like I said, this one's really dirty because it is a dirty job ship. It's not like a big fancy clean Phoenix ship where everything was looking nice and tidy, which is probably more of like a touring or exploration ship. One for just chilling out in, not going too crazy. As this is going to get down and dirty, trying to make some money. Exit the ship. And we can move on to the second floor of the expo. Let's see what we got down here. Something interesting over there. Same ships at the front. Still the Gladius, Anvil. Is there anything different? There's no reclaimer. A couple of ships down there, I think. What else have we got? I think that might be the Hammerhead behind it, actually. This one's new though. I've never seen this before. Who's this? This is the Aegis Eclipse. Looks kind of like a stealth bomber. Should actually tell me if that's what it does. Aegis Eclipse Focus Stealth Bomber, yeah. So this is a bomber ship. If you want to drop the bombs on your enemies, you can pick yourself up one of these. I want to try one out. It looks pretty cool. Not sure if you can actually bomb anything with it yet, but you can at least fly it around. I'm not sure if there's more over here. Looks like similar ships to before, but there's maybe one more than there was before. That's the one it was before. That's the Saber Comet. So these are the same. That one's the same. There's a new one down the end. What is this little puppy? I like the color of the canopy. It says a Saber Raven. What do you do? You're just a Saber Raven. Nobody knows. No description yet. I'm going to take one anyway, because it looks freaking cool. I like the yellow canopy and the blue lighting. It's a good combo. Okay, what about down the other end? More Avengers. I think the same ones. That's the Warlock again. This one is the Titan. I think that one has a bit more storage space. Let's have a look inside actually. Not really seen them too much. Got a little drop back door. Plenty of storage space back here. Got yourself a nice bed, little TV. So yeah, it looks like this one could be used for a little bit of combat. Still a light fighter, but can go and collect some cargo. Because some ships don't really have much in the way of combat abilities, so you can get a bit stuck if someone comes after you. You might need someone to help defend you. This is the Titan Renegade. What is this? Never seen this thing before. This is the Aegis Retaliator. Ooh. What do you do? Civilian refs retaliate ships, massive torpedo bays. So it sounds like a cargo ship. So if you want to get into lots of cargo missions, moving lots of stuff around, take this ship. If you want to be a transporter, which I believe again is a possible career, just like being a lorry driver essentially, but with a big ass ship. That's the one we saw earlier. That's the hoplite. This one's new though. What is this? I am a sucker for a black ship, the Vanguard Warden. Oh well, I'm taking you. A hard-charging bulldog of a fighter. Oh yes. This is a heavy fighter. This sounds like something I'd like. Currently I have a light fighter, which is the Gladius, and then you've got heavy fighters and medium fighters. This is the Hammerhead. Looks pretty cool from the front. You can see it a bit better here. A bit more room. But yeah, there's a variety of different ships for different things. A light fighter is obviously a bit quicker, a bit more nimble. Good for outmaneuvering your enemies. While a heavy fighter can dish out a bit more damage and take a bit more punishment, but is, of course, a bit more of a bigger target, an easier target to hit. And now we move to the last floor, where I believe the biggest ship in the world ever is stored. Now, this floor is just named after the name of the ship, which is the Aegis, so I think it's only this ship. And yeah, as you can see, it's frickin' huge. Jesus Christ. It is absolutely gargantuan. How many crew are you going to need for that? I know there's like an 80 crew ship. There is a ship they've made which apparently requires an 80-man crew. I don't think it's this one, but I imagine it's a similar size. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like a city in there, I'd imagine, to walk around. You can't go in this yet. You can just look at it from afar, but it's quite the spectacle to behold. Yeah. I don't know how many crew this ship requires. Maybe 40, maybe 25. God knows. But it's going to be a force to be reckoned with if you can man it full of people. But the thing is, like I just mentioned, there's an 80-man ship. But currently the servers are only at 50. You can only have 50 people in one server. So how are you going to man an 80-man ship with 50 people in the server? Who knows? And it's not going to be much fun if you have 80 people in one ship flying around and there's no one else to fight. You're going to need a couple of hundred people in a server to really make it fun to have a ship like that. But there we go. There's all the Aegis ships. There's quite a variety, some really cool ones. I want to go and test some of these out. We'll maybe go and try out that Vanguard Warden. And we'll attempt to do some space combat. Let's go ahead and grab one of our ships out. Do have quite a few now that I've rented. I do want to try and test them all out. The ships do fly differently. Some of them are bigger and heavier and slower. Some are quick and nimble, like I've said about 4 times. We'll take the Raven is an interdiction, so we'll take the Warden. A good ship for Sol, if he ever plays it. And this one is a heavy fighter, so it's going to be better for this space combat stuff. Should be able to take down our foes, no problem. Okay, where the hell do I go? Through here, I think. I've only been through it once, so I'm still learning where to go myself. Number 4. Okay. I do seem to spend most of my life waiting for elevators. What are you people doing? Why are you all standing on the seats? Is this a thing in Lorville? You just stand on... Yeah, okay, apparently you just stand... What's he doing? This must be a new Lorville game. A new fad I've missed. Come on. Come on, elevators. There we go. Hopefully these will get a little more efficient as time goes, but hey man, it's like real life. You got to wait for elevators. So this has been Lorville. I haven't shown you the entire city. There are some other bits you haven't really seen. There is like shopping and stuff. You can go to gun shops and all that stuff that we could back on Port Olisar, but we don't need to see everything. I thought I'd just show you little bits and you can discover the rest for yourself if you are interested. But like I say, you either have faith in Star Citizen that it's going to become what they say it will, or you don't. There's a lot of people skeptical, which is with a good reason. I appreciate the skepticism. The games industry is a volatile one, like any other, but that's entirely up to you. You can err on the side of caution and just avoid this game until its final release, which is probably going to be a couple of years away. Nobody's trying to deny that one at all. Or you can just dive headlong into it and have some faith, which is what I'm doing. But all the while being well aware that this game could flop, go completely wrong, and I will have completely wasted my money. And I'm fine with that. That is a risk, and I'm willing to take it because I believe in the project. If it all goes to shit, I'll just say, oh well, and I'll get on with my life. Anyway, this ship is awesome. Little opening back door. Looks really nice from the outside. Very dark in here. Needs some more lights, but other than that, it looks pretty sweet. Got a little run up to the cockpit. Let's see if it's as pretty as some of the other ones. Oh, looks pretty sweet. Okay, we're going to turn her on, flight ready her up, and request permission to leave the hangar. Fired her up, looks nice and elegant. Liking the screen positioning. Okay, let's request permission. Don't have any windows, we'll do it through the Mobiglass. Okay. Thank you, sir. So what I'm going to do is I've got to head back to the Crusader area, the Crusader system, because we're a long old way away from where any of the missions will be at the moment, as all the missions are back near Port Olisar, which was about 20 minutes away. So we've got to go back over there, and then we'll try and find a mission to do where we can get into some space combat. And by Jove, does this ship look good. I am quite the fan of it. I may have to make a purchase. Woo! She's a sexy one. We are clear of Lorville. We're going to go straight up. Put the old landing gear away. And off we go. Straight into the skies. Directly up. Oh, maybe not quite directly, but mostly up. And I give fair warning to people of my channel now that I know obviously I'm a Total War channel. That's why most of my subscribers are here. I have 50,000 odd subscribers and they're all there because of Total War. This has been one of the games on my radar to potentially be part of the channel as well, because I'm looking to expand the channel into new areas, as I've said for a long time, and I've just been trying to find what area that is. Star Citizen, like I said, has always been one of the potential candidates for that. And with this new update and all this new stuff, I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to get a feel for it. I'm not saying it's definitely going to be that, but it's one of the high contenders. And with that, all my Total War people, don't panic. I'm still going to cover Total War. I'm still going to do all the same stuff I do. I don't intend to have any drop in quality or quantity of my Total War videos. They'll just be Star Citizen videos as well. If you're not into it, you can ignore them. If you are, maybe you'll get into it and I can start a community there as well. We'll see. Like I said, early days, still planning, still thinking, still trying to find out what it is to be a YouTube channel. It took me a long time to figure out that I wanted to be a Total War channel. So it's not a decision I'm taking lightly. I'm putting a lot of thought into it. I go back and forward on what I'm thinking about it all the time, so I'm still going to be a while deciding probably, but just know that you might start seeing some Star Citizen stuff on this channel. But the Total War stuff will not be affected. Anyway, we need to quantum jump to where these missions are. I've just taken one, but I think it's going to expire before I get there, but we'll see. If not, I'll find another one. Oh yeah, reach rendezvous in 8 minutes. That's definitely not going to happen. It's going to take me about 20 to hyper jump, so never mind. We'll get there in a second. I don't want Big Benny's noodles. What the fuck is going on here? There's a guy in no clothes. There's another guy shining a torch on him. What is he looking at? Oh my god, what the fuck? Hello there. Creepy bastard. Well, even in a serious space sim like Star Citizen, people still find ways to be ridiculous. And remind you that, hey, this is just a video game, man. You need to go outside. Oh, he's still coming. Is he coming after me? I'm slightly scared. He's something out of a horror movie. We'll fall back. Hide back here. Surely he won't follow us. I don't even know how he's looking in the right direction. Maybe he's in third person mode actually. You can probably still see where he's going there. Oh, he's coming. This is not safe. Nowhere is safe from the naked neck creeper. He's coming this way. What do you want from me? Leave me alone. So I had to return to Port Olisar as the game crashed when I was quantum jumping, so I've come back here. I bought some stuff. I've just woken up though, and we've got to respond to an ECN alert. There's a ship in distress. We got to go and help them out. So now we can try out the Aegis Vanguard Warden and see if this thing can do anything good. Got to get ourselves a landing pad. Where are we going? Where are we going? D02. 02. Don't forget this time. It's not 4. So yeah, just a distressed ship in trouble. Some bad boys have gone after it. They've left it stranded. He's going to get destroyed unless we go and save his ass from these dirty bandit pirate motherfuckers. Got to be as quick as we can. A lot of these missions are time limited. If you're too slow, people die. Oh, this thing does look damn awesome from the back. She's got booty. She's got booty. But yeah, like I mentioned, if you do want to buy the game, you can buy the starter package for about 40-ish pounds. I think sometimes they go on sale. You'll get a cheap and cheerful ship. If you do really get into the game, it may be worth trading in that ship and upgrading to something better, which is what I did with the Gladius. But I think the Mustang is a lot better now, at least. Maybe the Aurora is as well, but they both used to be pretty terrible, but now they're in better shape. My ship has a red part in it for some reason. My bottom right wing is, for some reason, red. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe I crashed into something when I was landing. I don't remember. I also thought ships got fixed when you put them in as well, but either way, let's get to this ECN alert and save the day. Where is it? It's over there. I think it's in the middle of nowhere. It's not near a planet or anything. Can't seem to jump to it, so probably gonna have to get the map up, I guess. Should be able to do it this way. There we go. Set the route, and now we can quantum jump. It's not too far, so it shouldn't take too long. And yeah, this is really the first time I've started playing Star Citizen properly. I've had the game for maybe a year or so, but like I say, it's not really been playable until now. At 30 frames per second, stuttery mess. I couldn't handle it. I didn't want anything to do with it, so I didn't touch it. But now it's got the 60 FPS, this new technology that kind of renders things in better, so it actually works, and you don't have to play at disgusting frames. And you can admire the beauty of the game, which is a big, important part of it, I think. Especially the beauty of these ships. And the game is ever expanding. Like I say, there's a lot of money in this game. They've got a big budget. They've got lots of teams working on loads of different stuff. You can see loads of it on YouTube. They do a lot of community stuff as well. They do a thing called CitizenCon, which is like a Comic-Con sort of thing, but for Star Citizen. So they do put a lot of money into giving back to the community as well, other than just the game. And there's all sorts of stuff they got. Check out the website if you wish to know more, but to me it feels like a pretty good community overall. And people do have qualms with it, which I can understand. Some of them are justified, some of them are not. So do your research and then see what you believe, I guess.
Anybody out there? I'm engaged with multiple contacts and need assistance.
So this guy's in trouble. Looks like his ship's been stranded.
Enemies inbound.
We've got to try and protect him from these
I got
gangsters.
seconds left unless you do something fast.
Try and lock on a missile onto this one. Not quite close enough. There we go. So you can see that little green circle that popped up as well. That's kind of leading the target reticule. So if I aim for that, I should hit the target. Because obviously when ships are moving, it's a lot harder. What's my missile doing? That little orange triangle is my missile. I should have hit it by now. There we go. Just a little bit confused. Got to try and aim for the green circle. There we go. Got the one down. He wasn't really moving though. I'm thinking they might be a little bit bugged, as of course you might expect. His cursor hasn't disappeared, or is that another one? Kind of hard to tell. That was his cursor. Okay. One down. Should be more, I imagine.
Shit. They called in some more.
Just got to try and find him. Oh, there we go. Let's get a missile on this one. Oh, it's so strange controlling this. Another one. As I mentioned, it's very weird. It's not like the classic dogfighting you might envision from a game like this, where you're flying behind each other like Star Wars. That isn't really realistic because gravity... Well, there is no gravity, so it doesn't quite work like that. It's a bit strange. But I believe it is something they're working on to try and make it a better combat experience. Just looking around for any more enemies. There's one. And get some more of my missiles on the go. So I'm aiming for this little green circle. If the target was moving, which I don't think they are, although he is firing back. So you can see the green circle's off now. I need to aim there because that's where he's moving. So he's moving a bit. Oh, I'm taking some heavy fire. This is a big ship as well. This is a proper big boy ship. I'm overheating. I seem to have disabled it or something. It doesn't seem to be moving very much, if at all. It's actually harder than you might think, controlling the nose of your ship to aim. You can actually have it so that your mouse cursor is free from the nose of the ship and you can aim with that, if that makes any sense. So there's different ways to control your guns. Let's get a bit of a clearer shot here. Maybe we can get another missile off on it. This thing just ain't going down. I'm going to start ramming it in a minute. I can't even tell if I'm hitting it now. There's a loop. There we go. Woo! That was a big one. Yeah, I think this is... Normally they're flying around properly, so I think this mission is a little bit bugged. But you can still get a little bit of an idea what it's like. You can do the Arena Commander if you really want to get better at this stuff. But like I said, I'm not great at this. I'm not a fantastic pilot by any means. So I'm not a great demonstration of how cool the space combat can be in this. There probably are some better YouTube videos out there of people who can fly properly and make it look damn cool. This one again, not really moving. But we're going to save the day. We should make a lot of money from this, although I am taking fire. That's just a Gladius. That was a small little ship. That's a light fighter, so that didn't take too much. Any more for any more? Is that one? One more over here. No, that was the one I just took out. That's an old cursor. Any more? Are we done? Have we protected the civilian? I think we have. Objective complete. Awesome. There we go. So there's a little bit of space combat, albeit somewhat buggy. But like I say, it's an alpha. Still a long way to go. Normally things do fly about. Only in this update have I ever seen that happen. I made 1,000 credits from that, so that's nice. But yeah, there we go. There's some of the combat. You've seen a lot of what Star Citizen has to offer now. You've got FPS gameplay on foot. You've got combat in space. You've got careers and earning money that way. And that's for the most part what the game is. Of course, it's going to be a lot more fun with friends. You can start to get all these different bigger ships and do more things. And like I say, the game has a lot of vision. There's a lot of plans, a lot of things they're going to try and do. Some of them might be a bit too grand and a bit too optimistic. Maybe they won't be able to do it. Maybe they won't be able to do it well. But so far, things have been pretty good. And I'm looking forward to the future of this game. Albeit with that future being a couple of years off before the final game is actually out. But that's just me. Like I said, do your research. Figure out what the game is about. Figure out what the company is all about. And see if it's something you want to support. I know people these days are very political with their decisions about what games they play and things. And that's fair enough. But for me, politics doesn't really come into video games too much. I'm only living once. I don't want to spend my time on that shit. I just want to play some cool games. And this is exactly what Star Citizen is. A damn freaking cool game at present with a big potential future. We're just going to head down to this planet on Delamar. I'm going to jump out my ship at some random point. And we're gonna call it there. As I mentioned, do use my reference code if you do decide to make an account and maybe eventually buy the game, because we both benefit, so it's better than starting with nothing, of course. And at the time of making this video, Star Citizen is on a free week, so you can try it for free right now. Only for the next 2 days though. It ends on November 30th, so if you see this before then and you want to give it a try, you've got a chance. Do it now. You can at least give it a little go before the free time runs out. And I did mention this before I actually started on my Discord, but nobody really paid attention. But my videos have got a little bit of attention for it, so hopefully some people will check it out before the free weekends and you don't have to commit any money before you try it. But this is one of the moons, Delamar, that's around. It's very dark, as you can see. Nighttime on this side of the place. Just try and land in a random spot, jump out, have a look around, and try and sit somewhere nice to end the video. Hopefully I can land properly. It can be difficult landing on planets because they're just completely random and jagged, and you've got to try and find a nice landing spot. So if you're looking for a decent sci-fi game to play, this could be the one for you. Like I say, there is a lot of stuff that people say, bad things that people say about this, so do some research and check it out. I personally don't really use Reddit or forums, so I don't really know any of it, other than what people tell me, which is little bits here and there. So I don't know too much about the bad side of things, but I haven't really seen it. I don't really feel like I'm being robbed of my money, or I don't feel like I'm being messed over or being deceived at all. So for me, I'm fine at the moment. Maybe ignorance is bliss, but maybe one day it's going to come back to bite me in the ass. Who knows? But for now, I'm happy. And I'm trying to land my ship. Oh shit, I'm sliding. I've landed on a slope. It'll do. I've stopped moving. Turn the engine off. We're good. Let's get out of this bad boy. See where the hell we've landed. I feel like I'm on a really big slope. I feel like I'm running up my ship. Oh god. No wonder I slid down. I'm literally on a 45-degree slope. Good landing, Zerk. Good spot choosing. Clearly a pro pilot. But hey, we're in one piece, so it's fine. Gonna run down to this little lake and have a sit down by the lake. Maybe take a swim. Maybe time for some skinny dipping on Delamar. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this look into Star Citizen. Like I said, if you enjoy it, check it out. You can right now for free if you're quick before the 30th. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. I will see you in the future.